In this video, we're going to review the ICECO JP30 series portable refrigerator. This particular series is a new series, I believe, from ICECO. They have three models to choose from: JP30, JP40, and JP50 Pro series. The one you're looking at here is the smallest of the three, which is the JP30 version. It comes with a pretty nice manual, an energy guide that I've never seen before come with these portable refrigerators. Shows a estimated yearly energy cost of $14.20 based on all their parameters, and they explain that to you on the card. It's both AC and DC, so you can use it with an AC adapter cord. It comes with that, and then a DC adapter cord. It'll run off of 12 or 24 volts. So if you're going to run it off DC, you'll need a 12 or 24 volt power supply. Could be as simple as a 12 volt battery. They include a very nice insulated protective cover, which is really constructed quite well, but it fits over the refrigerator, helps insulate it. It improves the efficiency, and it's custom. It's got venting in all the proper areas. So this is a real nice added bonus. Usually it's an accessory that you have to purchase separately, but it comes with this JP Pro series refrigerator. Now, the refrigerator has a couple of nice carrying handles. Seem to be real sturdy carrying handles. And it also has a pull handle and wheels on one side, so you can pick that end up and roll this around your campsite or wherever you're transporting it, around your home, garage to the house or whatever. That's also a real nice feature, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of extra space. The lid has information on the inside of the lid, tells you error codes and the corrections right on the lid, and then it tells you approximate settings for different food types included in the lid, which is really nice. This lid can open from either side. Depending on how you want to set it up, it's very versatile as far as that goes. And it also comes with a basket. It's real nice, so you can transfer food into this from your home refrigerator, carry it out to your camper or vehicle, and just drop that into the refrigerator and you're loaded and ready to go. Real handy item to include in the refrigerator. Now on the back side, or the side with the wheels on the end, you've got a USB-A, a DC where you plug in your DC cord, 12 or 24 volt, as well as the AC plug-in. The USB is only active if you're using the DC power to power the refrigerator. Then on the other end, you also have another DC plug. Depending on how you have this set up in your vehicle or in your RV or wherever you're going to locate it, you can have a DC plug on either end and just make it easier to access your power source. So it comes with what I consider to be a real nice manual. And here's some of the specifications depending on your model. We're looking at the JP30 Pro. Gives you the dimensions in millimeters and inches. So 28.5 by 13.8 by 15.9. Weighs 35.9 pounds, 31.7 quart or 30 liters of capacity. DC is 12 or 24 volts, and then AC 110 volts or 120 volts, and then the temperature ranges. So for Fahrenheit, it goes -4 to 68, so this could be also used as a freezer. It's not a dual compartment, so one temperature setting for the entire refrigerator, and that's -20°C to +20°C. And then an extensive error code and solutions section goes through the potential error codes you could see on the screen and then how to correct them. Now the warranty, it says 30 days refund guarantee upon receiving, a 5-year warranty on the compressor, a 1-year warranty for other parts and accessories. So inside in the bottom, you've got a drain if you wanted to use this for ice or drain off any condensation. You've got a light. It's not plugged in at the moment, but that light will come on when you open the door so you can see what you're doing in the darkness. kind of a tray area here. I believe you could probably just put items that need to be cool but not necessarily really cold, and I believe the compressor is located underneath that. And then here you've got a UV light. So this has a feature that when you close the lid, the UV light will run for 30 minutes and disinfect the interior of the refrigerator. You can actually program it to be on or off. And then here's the door with the guide on it and a nice rubber seal all the way around the top. And then it has a nice latch. You can just push on it and it locks. Latches on both sides. And that's also the pivot when you open the door, depending on which side. I have the portable air conditioner plugged into a regular wall outlet here in my garage. And as you can see, nothing is lit up. So this is a standby mode. And then if you press the power button for 3 seconds, it'll turn the refrigerator on. You can hold it down for another couple seconds and it'll turn it off. So that's your power button. And then you've got this UV section. So pressing these both together will either turn the UV on or off. And this is the indicator for the interior sanitization process. So currently the UV is on. Let's push them together. Turn it off. So you can choose whether you want that to be on or off. We'll just leave it on. And then here's your information page. So you've got the temperature inside the refrigerator, and this is an average temperature. So it could be colder than that at the bottom and warmer than that at the top. It just says that's average within inside the unit. We're currently on eco mode. This is Fahrenheit. We're on the medium energy savings or battery protection setting, and we're using 26.4 volts. So hold this menu button down for a couple of seconds. And then the first thing that flashes is the eco mode. So you can be in max or eco. The way I look at this is I'll put mine on max, plug it into the house outlet to get it down to temperature, load my food into it, and when I put it in the vehicle, if I'm going to run it off of DC power, then I'll switch it back over to eco so it uses less energy. That's just my personal preference, and that's how I've used them in the past. Then we go to the battery saving mode, and you have 3 settings. You have low, medium, and high. In the manual, it gives you this table for either 12 or 24 volt, depending on what you're connected to. And then low, medium, or high, it'll cut your refrigerator off so it doesn't continue to run once your battery drops down to this set voltage. So as an example, if I was using this in a car with the car battery as the power supply, I would put it on high. So when the battery reaches 11.1 volts, the refrigerator will stop pulling power from your battery, so you have enough battery power to start your car and drive away. And then once you start the car again, once it reaches 12.4 volts on your battery, it'll turn the refrigerator back on. If you set it on low, this could potentially be too low of a setting. And if it runs down to this setting, 9.6 volts, it may not be able to start your car and you might be stranded. So that's what this is designed for. And then it gives you the 24 volt values as well if you're using a 24 volt power supply. And then it goes to flashing the temperature so you can go between Celsius or Fahrenheit, whichever you prefer. And then to set the actual temperature of the refrigerator, all you need to do is use the plus and minus buttons. It goes from -4 at the lowest setting, Fahrenheit, up to 68 at the high setting. So let's bring this down to the lowest setting. So we'll leave it on -4. And then just as a fun little test, we'll put this thermometer in there. So up here on the top, we're about 70 degrees here in the garage where I'm at right now. We'll put this in the bottom of the refrigerator and let it sit there for a while, and we'll see how low it gets. Now remember, we have it set to -4 Fahrenheit, and the manual states that this temperature is average, so it could be colder than that in the bottom of the refrigerator and warmer at the top of the refrigerator compartment. We'll just set that in there at the bottom, and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at it in about a half hour. So the refrigerator's been sitting out here for 30 or 40 minutes, and just after I got off of the last clip, I changed the setting to max instead of eco mode just to help cool down quicker. and I think it's been cycling a couple of times. Right now it's reading -2. We had it set to -4. That's not really unusual. It'll cycle on and off and the temperature will change. But we're reading -20 or about -3 or 4 on the thermometer. So it is reading pretty accurate in the bottom of the refrigerator. Oh, here's a look at the interior light. It's given me a audible alarm for the door being ajar. So if it wasn't shut properly, it would give you this alarm and an indication that it's open on the top. That's a nice feature. I'm going to go ahead and we'll shut it down. I'm going to leave it open. I'll warm that back up to room temperature, and then we'll plug it into DC and see if we can't determine about how much energy it takes to operate the refrigerator when the compressor is on. So hold the button down for a few seconds and it'll shut off. And I heard the compressor just stop running. So let me let this warm back up to room temperature, and we'll come back and we'll have a look at the DC side and see how much power it uses when it first fires up. All right, I've got a 12-volt lithium battery. That's a 280 amp hour SFK battery. I have its app pulled up here so we can see the wattage when we fire up this refrigerator. Plug this into the battery. And it did power up, but I have not turned the refrigerator on yet. Let's check the temperature. Looks like we're sitting at about almost 70, just under 70, 68 degrees or so inside the refrigerator. Turn the refrigerator on, and it's telling me to close the door, so let's do that. So right now we're sitting at 64 degrees inside, 13.4 volts because we're on the DC side. We've got it on max and we still have the UV turned on. And it just kicked on. I felt the compressor kick on. So that's up to 52 watts on max. Just over 50 watts. Let's see what we're doing for amps. 3.78 amps. So just under 4 amps there, it jumped over 4. 4 amps and 52 watts on the DC side. So if you're going to connect this to a battery, that's about the performance you're going to get out of it. So if you had a 100 amp hour battery, which will be 1,280 watt hours, and you divided that by 52, 24 hours. So if it ran non-stop, it'd run for 24 hours on a 100 amp hour lithium battery. If it ran full power, but it'll probably run 15 minutes out of every hour, be my guess. Depends on the temperature outside. Definitely pretty nice and pretty efficient as far as I'm concerned. Here's this insulated cover on the portable 12-volt refrigerator. What a nice added feature that comes with the package. It's got venting on the sides so the cooling fans can cool the compressor. Another one on the other side. And then you've got this storage compartment for wires or cables or whatever you feel you need to put in there. Very nice fitting. And it's got these zippers. You just bring them back both sides. Then you've got access to the refrigerator and your food. When it's zipped up, you still have access to the screen and all the controls to the refrigerator, so you don't have to open it to make any changes or see where you're setting on internal temperatures. Got that nice handle so you can roll it around and not have to break your back trying to carry this thing around when it's fully loaded, as well as you still have the carry handles that are accessible as well. You can also access the plug-ins on either end for the DC. And then on this end, you can access all of the cable plug-ins. The wheels are exposed for maneuverability, and you've got an open vent on the backside for the compressor. Real nice setup on this refrigerator. Comes with some really nice components. The insulated cover, got the basket for the food on the inside, makes it really convenient, and I think it's just a real nice package. I'll include links in the description if you want to check out more information about this ICECO 12-volt portable refrigerator. And if you want to see another one of my videos, click the video on the screen now and we'll meet you over there.